Good morning, everyone. How many children do we have today? Yeah? Did everyone go to trick-or-treating? Did you? My daughter Aoi had a chance to go trick-or-treating with her friend, and she really enjoyed it, and she got many candies to eat. And when you have many candies in front of you, can you try not to eat it? No, right? Especially when you are small, it is hard to try not to eat candy in front of you because the candies are right in front of you. But we should not eat too much candies. Why is it? Cabbage? Oh, yeah. Because it makes cavities, yes. And that is not good for you, right? And I never had cavities in my life because my mom was really strict and I had not many chances to eat chocolates and candies. I like sweets now, but I have to try not to eat it because I don't want cavities, and I want to try not to have cavities until I die. So this mind of trying not to eat it is called endurance. Endurance. This endurance is really important in our life. We often encounter many things that attracts our greedy mind, like new TV games, new toys, sweets, and so on. We often encounter many things that makes us angry, but we should learn how to stop once and rethink our conduct. And to stop once and rethink our conduct is a key to the endurance. And I know you still have a lot of candies from Halloween, but when you eat it, think about what is going to happen if you eat it too much. When you feel angry, think about why you are getting angry and think about the other's feelings too. Okay? So let's close the children's message with Gassho and Nembutsu. Do you remember? Don't mumble. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Okay. Now I would like to share the words of Shinran Shonin from one of his letters. And please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. Since you have begun to hear the Buddha's vow, you have gradually awakened from the drunkenness of ignorance, gradually rejected the three poisons, and come to prefer at all times the medicine of Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Okay, good morning, everyone. And welcome to today's service. Well, sometimes it doesn't take time to prepare my message, but sometimes it takes really long time to think about what to talk about. And this week was latter. I couldn't find a topic to talk about. And when I am stuck, I often read a book of late Reverend Jitsuen Kakehashi. I have a few books of him, and it inspires me a lot. And in his book, he was saying, when we try to say good thing, it takes time to come out, but anger comes out easily. This is true, isn't it? If I was asked to complain about people or things every Sunday, I don't need to prepare for that. it comes out naturally. When we are driving and suddenly someone cut in front, it is easy to get angry and swear, but it takes time to rethink that he or she must be new driver, or he or she must be in a hurry. So talking about Dharma, talking about the teaching, takes a lot of time to prepare because it is not inside of me. Anger, complaints are inside of me, but the Dharma is always outside of me. That is why we need to listen to the Dharma teaching to adjust our way of living. And Kakehashi Sensei also said something like, we buy food stuff from grocery store, but when we cook food stuff, that is often at our house. We don't just observe the food stuff to fill our stomach, but we cook them to make them taste good. So if we listen the teaching, we should relish the teaching and appreciate it in your daily lives to make the teaching alive in your life. As I shared the example of stew of Dharma the other Sunday, some vegetables like onions, it doesn't take time to soak in the soup to be tasty onion. But something like potatoes takes time to soak in the soup. Some people have flexible mind and soak in the soup of Dharma easily, but some people are stubborn and takes time to soak in the soup of Dharma. And I wish there were teaching like cup noodles so that it changes my way of living instantly, like in 3 minutes or so. But there are no instant teaching which changes our way of life instantly. That is why we need to keep listen to the teaching. Rengyo Shōgin. Who can tell which scroll is Rengyo Shōgin? That way. Yeah, one on the left. Rengyo Shōgin is the 8th head priest of our tradition. He said, hardest is the rock. Hardest is the rock. Softest is water. Softest is water. But water even makes the hole into the rock. So although our mind is as hard as rock, water-like teaching eventually soak into our mind if we keep listening to the teaching. Anyway, today we have many students from high school, and we often hear that there is no practice in Jodo Shinshu. Is it true? No practice in Jodo Shinshu. No, we have practice called Nembutsu. Actually, the word translated as practice in Sanskrit is charita, which means behavior. And according to Kakehashi Sensei, charita is a behavior or a way of living in accordance with the teaching. So way of living in accordance with the teaching is the Buddhist practice. Then what is the teaching of Jodo Shinshu, or Shin Buddhism? If we don't know this, we cannot live in accordance with teaching. The teaching of Jodo Shinshu is to rely on the primal vow of Amida Tathagata. And the primal vow is often summarized as the calling, Namo Amida Butsu. I will save you without fail. I will save you without fail. And from this primal vow, we listen to why we have to be saved. And being saved, this is one of the translation issue. Being saved does not mean we'll be saved from physical or mental suffering, but we'll be saved from drowning in the ocean of self-centeredness. So simply turning our ideas, as I keep talking about, or adjust way of living. This is what saved means. So when we encounter the working which turns our idea or adjust our way of living, we say, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you, Amida Buddha. But we often rely on our mind and trying to go our own way. That is like relying on broken compass or relying on the tour guide without any knowledge of the place. I share this story at many places, so I may have shared this story with you before, but about 5 years ago, I was invited to Fresno Betsu-In for Junior YBA conference as a keynote speaker. And I never been to Fresno Betsu-In at that time. So I didn't know there's Fresno Betsu-In and Fresno Family Dharma Center. And I had mindset that the conference is going to be at Fresno Betsu-In. So I set my GPS to get to Fresno Betsu-In. The conference was from 9 a.m. and I was there around 8:30 a.m. But there were no cars. So I was thinking, wow, Fresno people are so slow. And just waited about 10 minutes. Still no one comes. So I started to feel worried. And I called the chairperson of the conference and found out the conference is at Fresno Family Dharma Center. That is about 20 minutes away from Fresno Betsu-In. So I tried to put it in GPS, but the Dharma Center was still new. So it wasn't on the Google map yet. So I was wondering what to do, right? And then Reverend Rai came to pick up the flower. So I asked him how to get to the Dharma Center. And he kindly said, follow me. I know the way. So I could arrive at the Dharma Center about 5 minutes late. So Reverend Rai led me to the right place that I still refers him as Buddha for leading me to the right place. But if I doubted Reverend Rai's words and went on my own way, then I could not arrive to Dharma Center. And I was probably called as the minister who did not show up to the conference. So the calling of Amida Buddha in Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, it's just like Reverend Rai's word, follow me, I know the way. Or the GPS, which adjusts way to lead to the destination, although we went wrong way. The calling, Namo Amida Butsu, adjusts our way of living, of relying on our mind to become the person who lives in accordance with the teaching. And again, this does not happen instantly. It takes time. Just as the words of Shinran Shonin I shared at the beginning. He said, since you have begun to hear the Buddha's vow, you have gradually awakened from the drunkenness of ignorance, gradually rejected the three poisons, and come to prefer at all times the medicine of Amida Buddha. So through listening to the vow, we learn what kind of people we are. Then our way of living gradually changes the direction. And just as the example of grocery shopping by Kakehashi Sensei, we don't buy food stuff, bring back home, and just observe it. As we cook food stuff purchased from grocery store, we relish the teaching we learned at the temple and make it alive in our daily lives by living in accordance with the teaching. That is why we come to the temple and listen to the Dharma messages. So I hope everyone here today bring back something home and try to relish it, to make it alive in our daily lives. Okay. So thank you all for coming today. And in closing, please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda.